Okay, so at our front counter, we leave RepairDesk open on the POS screen so we can start a new ticket or ring someone through right away. And then we have a bookmark up here for Reusely. So Reusely is used for trade-ins. It integrates with RepairDesk, so anything that gets processed through it gets put into the system once it's done. The great part about it is it basically does all the work for you after you set up the initial settings, which is super quick. So in Reusely, you've got your dashboard here. You can see leads that are pending, things that are created internally here, or that someone created through the website widget, being inspected, and payout ready. And so the beauty of this is it, like I said, it does all the work for you. My employees can check in, trade in quite easily with not a lot of knowledge even. And I only have to look after it once they set it to payout ready. So I give it a once over after that, and then I can pay the customer. So I've got an iPad Pro here I need to process. It's an 11-inch. So you click on iPad, and then you can just put in 11. It's a first generation, and it's smashed. So it's got a smashed screen, and the frame is bent. It's Wi-Fi. It's 512 gigs. And I'm just going to check here. We'll look at average. So it has all these conditions input already. So it's functional, powers on, has a good battery, no cracks, LCD's free of any blemishes. So it's not this one. If we click on poor, it powers on, but it has a broken or cracked LCD. Battery capacity is maybe bad. It has other blemishes, etc. So it fills all this information out, and then you can confirm the right condition. And it has the price set automatically. I'm in Canada, so I actually have my prices pulling from one of the big American companies that they give as an option, and then I have the rate up by, I think, 15% to account for the exchange rate and the fact that we pay a little bit more. So you can adjust what the numbers are that are showing up here. So then you can add more items, or you can hit continue. You put in the customer information. I'll put in mine. And then if the customer wants notifications and such, then they have to hit the checkbox here. And if they hit this checkbox, then you can get text messages. And then you can choose for store credit or a payout of a different type. And there's a ton of options, but here in Canada, we just use basically this e-transfer or store credit. Let's say store credit. Okay, so then you hit lock in the offer. So when the customer is doing this from the website, they get all this information, and then Reusely will actually bug them to bring in the device, which is super handy because a lot of people will do it and then they'll forget about it. So it will email and text them saying, hey, you've got this many days left to bring in your trade, which is awesome. So that's done now. So now if I refresh my dashboard here, there we go. So I've got this new lead in the system. So then we start filling in this information. Up here, you can edit this and change it to being inspected, and it will send the customer an email. So they'll see the status update that, yep, it's being processed. In RepairDesk, the trade-in module, you can create a trade-in, but it doesn't actually let you create a receipt or a confirmation or proof to the customer that you have their device, which a lot of people were a little bit, wary about, but this handles all of that nicely. So here you can fill in your information, grab a serial number. Okay, so the serial number's input. This is where we put things like cracked screen, bent frame, otherwise functions okay. We put in the battery health too, I haven't checked that yet. So from here, I don't have a printer attached to this computer, but you can also print a label right away that will give you the trade-in ID and the information about it, which is really nice because that's something that the trade-in module on RepairDesk didn't do until you process the trade. But my gripe with that was, until we've tested this thing, we don't know if we're going to buy it. So Reusely takes care of that, which is really nice because now we can label these devices when they're in a pending status before we've actually bought them. Okay, so that's done. After it's been inspected, then you can change it to payout ready. I'll make another note here. So you can say it's not as described. So if it's maybe the customer filled this information out at home and then brought it in and it's wrong, you can edit it, you can change the price, and it will then send an email for approval. So if the condition is different, or I'm going to pay less or more or whatever, you can put it to not as described and then update it, and it will send a customer an email which they either have to approve or decline. So before I forget here, I'm actually going to change my amount here. So to change the amount, if you need to, you just edit it, put in the number you're going to put in. So this device actually came from someone I know, so I actually just discounted a repair for them. So we're paying out $0 for this trade-in. Okay, so then when it's ready, I have my staff set it to payout ready once they've done all the testing, confirm the amount, and all I need to do is pay the customer. They set it to payout ready and let me know, and then I can do that. I'm going to set this one straight to completed and hit update status. And so now in RepairDesk, there's my unit. It's already in, has a transaction ID. It'll bring in the customer details. I'm going to have to update that to the actual customer information, but it has imported the serial number you have to input because it puts in IMEI as default. But here I can update all my information, but it's got my my cost price that it would have put in here if it was more than $0, and it's imported this item into RepairDesk for me. So now I can update all this, fix it, and then put it up for sale. So that's the basics of Reusely. It is highly convenient. It's much more advanced than the default RepairDesk trade-in module, like the widget you'd use for your website. This is much cleaner, and again, it does all the work for you. You can also update your prices here individually for different devices and such, and then it gives you the options for where you want to import your prices from these other big buyback companies, so that us little repair shops don't have to do all that work. I'm going to show you the website widget here quickly. Okay, so under Sell Your Device on my website, here's the widget. It looks just like, you know, the back end of Reusely, so the customer can go through here and pick what they're trying to sell. You know, an iPhone 13, pick the capacity, describe the condition, confirm, add more items if they want to, continue. So it's all the same thing on through our website here. And then once they lock it in, then they start getting those notifications until they actually drop it off. And then they start getting updates. So that's Reusely integrated with my website and integrated with RepairDesk. So I hope this is helpful. I'm not getting any benefits by Reusely for showing this. I just thought that a lot of you other shops would really appreciate seeing what this looks like, and I highly recommend it. They're also very responsive to suggestions and bug fixes and such that I found. They take care of them right away. So that's that.